You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Friday the 3rd of April, 2026. It is 14 days after the spring equinox. It is 79 days before the summer solstice. The festival of Passover continues today. By the Western Christian calendar, today is Good Friday. Today is the 35th day of the American and Israeli war against Iran and Lebanon. The sun rises today at 6:36 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:59 p.m. The sun sets today at 7:23 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 7:50 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 8:23 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes 41 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waning gibbous phase and is 97% full at midday. The moon sets today at 6:58 a.m., and then it rises again at 9:23 p.m. The third quarter will arrive on Friday, the 10th of April. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the morning, low tide, 5:45 a.m., 3 centimeters. At midday, high tide, 12:03 p.m., 1 meter 46. In the evening, low tide, 5:50 p.m., 12 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, Wednesday's full moon was the Lenape shad moon, for good reason. April marks the beginning of the shad migration up the Hudson River to spawn. The Lenape timed their fishing season to the bloom of the serviceberry, which is aptly named the shad bush. For thousands of years, these Atlantic herring have abounded in our waters. As recently as 1980, they provided an important fishery in the Hudson. But by 2010, their numbers had dwindled so alarmingly that New York State closed the fishery entirely. And they haven't rebounded. Overfishing out in the Atlantic, combined with habitat destruction in the Hudson, has kept their numbers small. What should be a season of abundance no longer marks our own natural calendar. Commemorations. Today we remember 3 local luminaries who lived constructive lives here in New York. Remember Washington Irving, born this day in 1783. He was born and raised in Manhattan and then up the Hudson in Tarrytown along the Tappan Zee. In 1809 he published his book, A History of New York from the Beginning of the World to the End of the Dutch Dynasty, under the pseudonym Diedrich Knickerbocker. It was less a formal history than a literary adventure, and helped create a mythos for our region. The term Knickerbocker eventually came to be a nickname for any New Yorker, hence our NBA team, the Knicks. He was also the writer who adopted the term Gotham as a name for the city. His work is no longer widely read, but the short stories Rip Van Winkle and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow remain delightful. Remember John Burroughs, born this day in 1837 in Roxbury, near today's Papacton Reservoir in the Catskill Mountains. He is no longer a household name, but he was one of our great nature writers of the late 19th century. He kept a farm on the west bank of the Hudson, where he bred varieties of table grapes. He built a summer cabin he called Slabsides nearby, and renovated an old farmhouse in Roxbury that he called Woodchuck Lodge. All 3 properties are now designated National Historical Landmarks. John Burroughs' writings describe hikes up his native Catskill Mountains, fly fishing, and rafting down the East Branch of the Delaware River. They combine keen nature observation with forays into science, philosophy, and poetry. Remember Russell Wright, born this day in 1904 in Ohio. He was an industrial designer whose work focused on household furnishings. He began with furniture, but later shifted to household ceramics. He believed the dining table was the center of the home. His colorful American modern design of dinnerware was manufactured between 1939 and 1959 by Steubenville Pottery and helped popularize a modernist ethos in American home furnishing. The house he built up in Garrison, just up the Hudson from here, he named Manitoga. He designed it with his wife, Mary Small Einstein Wright. Modernist in design, it nestles into a rocky hillside and reflects a deep sensitivity to nature and interest in sustainability. Manitoga is open for guided tours in the summer months. In honor of the Yankees' opening day game, the MTA is running a vintage four-car 1917 IRT Low V train. It departs Grand Central at 11 a.m. on the Uptown 4 platform and runs express to Yankee Stadium. And there's no extra cost, just the regular subway fare, a nostalgic treat. The stock exchange is closed today for Good Friday. Alternate side of the street parking is suspended today in New York City for both Passover and Good Friday. And that is the Observatory, Friday the 3rd of April, 2026.